Hey everyone, I'm Branch, and yeah, it's been a while, but I'm not gonna make like a let's play video right now. Today I'm just gonna make a Chao video, since I like Chao a lot, but oh, I just fell. Anyway, I am using mods, you can probably tell. In this video it's gonna actually be a tutorial to how to evolve your Chao. So, I have this little guy that I haven't worked on at all. And I'm gonna go see what his stat grades are so I can see what to evolve him into. So if we take a look at his stat grades, he has an S in swim, B in fly, E in run, power, D, A in stamina. So I think we want to try to make him a Nunchao. What that means is we're going to basically level up in stamina and stuff. It doesn't really require much. You don't have to use any chaos drives, any sort of animal, but I am going to show you a little trick to, if you have a Chao that you want to upgrade their any stat that isn't stamina, then you want to do this little trick. So I have a chaos drive here. I have a mod that allows me to basically just give him it without it disappearing. If you do that normally without mods in vanilla, it will disappear and you won't be able to use it again. But I have a strategy for that, since most of you guys aren't going to use mods. So what you want to do is try to keep this guy still. You want to just keep him as still as possible. Just pet him, do something. You might want to give him food, wait for him to eat it, and whatever. But you want to get a certain distance away, like that. He didn't take it for some reason, but it will work. Like that. You want to keep it a certain distance away from him. And I'm trying to keep track of how many I give him. So I probably just gave him 4. So it's kind of hard to do at first, but that's about the gist of it. You can do that with animals too. It's actually pretty easy to do with animals. So I'm just gonna level out his stats real quick. And why I'm doing that is because I don't want him to have any sort of like stat influence, which means he basically won't turn into a stamina type, because he's gonna try to turn into whatever, like a run power type. That's what I just gave him. But I gave him 4 powers, pretty sure, and then 4 runs, and then evened out. So basically all you want to do after that is just feed him. That's pretty much it. Reason why you want to feed him though is because every single bite, like every time he takes a bite and it the stamina bar goes up, he will gain EXP for his evolution, which is called magnitude. And that's an invisible stat that basically when it turns to 1, the Chao will evolve into its first evolution. And just keep feeding him, and feeding him, and feeding him. You can decide whether or not you want to have it a dark type Chao or a hero type Chao. A way to tell whether or not he will be a dark Chao or a hero Chao is he'll be a dark Chao. If he's a two-tone, As you can tell, this one's a shiny monotone Chao. So he's not going to really show any colors besides for white, since he's white monotone shiny. Monotone basically means there's one color and that's it. But oh my god, my Chao's crying. That means he's hungry. Fun fact, if your Chao is randomly crying, that either means he has a crybaby personality, which I think I remember that being debunked, but yeah, not too sure. But yeah, generally they will cry when they're hungry, so if you want them to stop crying, just feed them. Yeah, so with this guy, you will notice he has pointy wings and a devil tail, and he also has that little jagged spike above his head. That means he's turning into a dark Chao. Now I'm gonna go switch to Sonic and turn him into a hero Chao. So yeah, anyway, they're talking in the meantime, making friends. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, so I'm here as Sonic, and I actually might want to move these two down to the neutral garden real quick, because yeah, this is where all my Chao are and they're already evolved. So yeah, I usually use the hero garden to evolve them. Why are you crying, dude? Stop it. I know you're hungry, but you gotta wait. Anyway, here, I'm Sonic now, and I'm just gonna basically pet him until his wings and his appearance changes. Okay, at this point, near this point, he will be at the point where he's gonna be a neutral Chao, which is basically in the middle. How you do that is basically you want to balance it out between a dark and a hero character, which a hero character would be Sonic, Tails, Knuckles. A dark character would be Shadow, Rouge, or Eggman. But normally I just use Sonic and Shadow because, yeah, they're the coolest. But when they sleep, just let them sleep. They will be very unhappy if you wake them up, so you might as well wait. And I will cut to when I get him to the hero alignment. And I forgot to tell you, if your Chao is a two-tone Chao, which basically is the Chao that comes with your garden, they will look like the normal baby Chao. Yeah, they will just look how they came right out of the egg. Let me go see if I have a little guy to show you as an example. Yeah, like this. So this is a neutral Chao. The wings are a little bit dented in the middle, and he's blue and yellow. So this guy is not yet a neutral Chao, I don't think. It's way easier to tell with a two-tone Chao than a monotone Chao because they actually show their colors. That's why I generally do not like to have a monotone Chao in my garden. I try to stay away from buying things in the black market as much as possible, but sometimes you can't avoid it. Okay, he's back awake and he fell right over as soon as he woke up. So around this point, it'll be a neutral Chao. Around this point, I think he's actually turning more into like a run type. So you can tell that by the little spikes he has. They're very subtle. Little spikes he has on the ends of his head. So if that's the case and you don't want him to be a run type, you would generally want to experiment. If actually, you know what? He might be turned to a power type. I have no idea. Man. Yeah, run and power neutralizes each other. They basically just clash. And then the other side would be swim and fly. So the chaos drives, you want to give them 40. Generally you would want to give them 40 if you want like run. So you want run to be all the way at the max stat influence. You would want to give them 40 run chaos drives without any interference with power. So yeah, and if you want to equalize that down to the base, you'd want to give them 40 power chaos drives. Animals, you want to divide that by half, so you would give them 20 animals to get them back to the medium point. Okay, yeah, you want to eat. Okay, this is the point where they will turn into a hero Chao. Their wings will be like, basically like a bird's. Yeah. So yeah, so a hero Chao will basically just be white and blue. Mostly white with blue highlights. Alright, so you notice his run and power stats are a little bit higher than they were before. Reason why is because I evened them out. I evened out his stats. Anyway, he's sleeping again, dude. Alright, well, I evened out his stats so that he could be a neutral type, which is pretty much what we want. At this point, I'm gonna skip to when he evolves. It should take around like 30 to 20 minutes depending on how efficient you are, and if you just keep feeding him over and over again, it'll be a lot quicker than it would be without that. So yeah, I'll see you then. He's up. He's up. Come on. Okay. Nice. All right, this is when they evolve. They start forming a cocoon around themselves. So, if we did it right, he should become a neutral Chao, which once he evolves will upgrade his stamina level to S rank. So that's the song that plays once your Chao evolves into a hero Chao. Obviously, a different song will play once they're a dark Chao or whatever. If they're a neutral Chao, they won't have a song playing. So, nope, not yet. Okay, let's see. Hopefully, we did everything right. I don't think we did. Okay. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Alright. What could he have turned into? Right, a power type. Okay, so how I'm gonna fix this is I'm actually gonna boot out of the game, and I'm gonna... Hopefully it didn't save. I'm gonna actually just boot out of the game completely. Okay, what's up? I'm back. We're gonna try to get him to... Hopefully he gets to the point where he didn't evolve. Yeah. Alright. So what we want to do is we want to give him a run stat. Alright, well, he's evolving again. Hopefully he's stamina type. It's kind of difficult to get him to that point. It's better to just not give them any stats at all. So if we got this right, he should be a nun type, a neutral nun. But if he's fat, we probably know what it is. Yeah, if you're trying to get a nun type, just don't give them any stats at all. Don't give them animals. Don't give them anything. Okay. Well, we didn't give him enough, which sucks. I'm gonna boot the game out again, and I'll try to skip to when I get him to a nun type. Alright. He should be good now, because he has that little spike off of the back of his head. That third little thing on his, like, hair, whatever it is. I don't know what to call it. Alright. I probably have it now. Hopefully. Just a matter of waiting. Alright. So... it's a run type. Which, honestly, that looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. That looks pretty cool. But... we're quitting out of the game. Okay. He should be fine now. Hopefully... moment of truth. Alright. If we did everything right, he should be a nun type. Come on. You know what? Not gonna lie. That looks pretty sick. I'm keeping it. I guess I'm keeping it. Let's see the stat grade. Yeah, well, that gets the point across. I'll probably try to get him to... I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get him to fly. As a fly type. It's hard to say, man. Maybe I'll just keep him as this. I don't know. But yeah, that's how you evolve your Chao in Sonic Adventure 2. Battle, by the way, because the Dreamcast version is probably not what you're using. It's probably a lot different compared to, you know, like Yeah. This game. Alright. Well, I'm not gonna end it yet because well, this is after I'm about to edit the video, but alright, I just wanna say that there is a second evolution that I didn't touch up on, and I want to touch upon that right now. So how you do that is basically, this is a dark run Chao. Sorry for waking you up, bud. This is a dark run Chao. Evolved. Hasn't made any progression to their second evolution. So, say you want a Shadow Chao, which is a dark run Chao. That means you have to give them a bunch of run stats. Chaos drives, that would be 40. And you just want to keep feeding it, and eventually it will look like this if you're going for a dark run. A Sonic Chao, which is a neutral run, will look like that. At the beginning, it'll look like that. I'm about to put up the video or put up the image. What am I thinking? Okay, I don't have any food for you, but yeah. I just wanted to touch up on that. So, yeah. Okay, so I did forget something that is pretty important. So, it's actually a really good thing that I kept this Chao as a fly stat evolution, because it had a B in fly beforehand, which got upgraded to an A. So, reason why is because there's two things: death and reincarnation. Death happens when you don't treat your Chao very well, you don't take good care of it. Basically, if they die, they're gone forever. There are ways to prevent it, like exiting the garden over and over again and getting them to where they're just sitting still. Usually, if they're going to die, it will be a gray cocoon. If they do die, exit out the game. Do not save, do not do anything, just quit the game. Reset your GameCube, exit out of the Steam game, just close the Xbox game, PlayStation game, whatever. But you always want to just keep trying. If you're about to die, entering and exiting the garden over and over again, trying to get them in the state where they are not in the cocoon, and just pet them over and over again for a few minutes, and they should be happy. Now, reincarnation is a whole other story. So what that is, if you treat your child really well in its life, it will reincarnate. So what that does is it gets to relive another life, obviously, but there is a catch. All the stat grades, besides for like an S rank, which is the max, they all go up by one letter. So that's why it was good for me to keep this Chao as a fly evolution, because it was a B rank, and the stamina, which I wanted to upgrade, was an A, which if I evolved into stamina, it would have instantly become an S. But the reason why it was good for me to keep it as fly is because fly stat changes from a B to an A rank, and then once it reincarnates, both the stamina and fly stat will go all the way up to an S rank. Got that? So if I hadn't done that, once it reincarnated, the fly would go up to an A. So with the route I took, once it reincarnates, I will have 3 S ranks on that Chao. Sorry for the burp. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to tell you.
That was cool.
Anyway, I'll be ending it off here. And have a good day. Bye-bye.